Kara. Welcome to my craft room. I decided to try a different type of pop-up card. And just like my last ones, I loaded up the card base as a public file on Cricut. So first, I need you to go down in the description and click on the Cricut link that's there. And it will take the base of this card and put it straight onto your canvas so we can start from there. So this is called a twist pop card. This one is for birthday, of course, and you can open it up and you've got this really big payoff with this great big pop-up. So let's go make it. Okay, here we are on the canvas. If you clicked on the link that's in the description for this video, you will have the card base, entered by Cricut onto your mat. And so we're ready to go. If you haven't, go ahead and pause now, go down and click the Cricut link that's in my description, and it will put all of this on your canvas. Okay, here is your envelope that matches. I'm going to move this out of the way so we have more room. All three of these gray pieces are going to be the light yellow. So let's go ahead and do that. When it has a score or an ink mark on it, you have to go through layers to change colors, and they're all going to be the light yellow. You're just going to hit this basic cut so it doesn't apply to the ink or the score. Okay, there we go. All of those are yellow. These here, they're all going to stay white, but these three are going to be bright pink. Now, an easy way to do this is you drag your mouse or your finger across, grab all three of them, go into Edit, go down here to Basic Cut, and let's see, you can customize your colors, sort of. These are not going to be exact, but it's going to be close. There we go. And those go on here on the inside, and one for the cover. Okay, so now we've got all of that ready. Let's go ahead and get our images. If you've never searched for an image by their code number, this is going to show you how we're going to do it. So all Cricut images start with hashtag capital M. And you can see here, you've got the whole list of all the different ones. So the first one is going to be the cake. There we go. You pull that up, you click it so it's down here by add, and you keep doing that for each one of these symbols. Once they're all lined up on the bottom, you hit add, and then they'll put it on your canvas. So I'm going to fast forward from now. I'm going to let you get all your images put on the canvas, and I'll meet you over there, and we'll keep going. Okay, here we are. We've got all of our images. These are the little loose candles that go on the inside and the bottom. And all four of these are going to go into the white squares. But first, let's go ahead and do our happy birthday. It is going to be 3 inches wide. So you're going to go in here to edit. Make sure that button in between the width and the height is locked. And you're going to do 3 inches wide. Now for this one, we're going to go over here to offset. Okay, that's way too big, so we're going to slide it down here. I am going to make it small enough. Okay, now see where those squares started showing up in the middle? I don't want that. So I'm going to go a little bit farther back to the right. A little bit more. So right there. So 0.179 is going to be close enough. You're going to do done. Now you see that it automatically makes it that dark gray, but we want it the bright white. So let's change that. Okay, your happy birthday is done. I'm going to put things where they go. You don't necessarily have to, but I want to make sure that you kind of can see what we're doing here. Okay, now the cake, we're going to change all these colors here in a minute, but it's easier to do all the sizes first. The cake is going to be 4 inches high. Some of these are going to be width, and some of them are going to be height. There, that's for the cover. Then the cupcake and the hat. Okay, now we can do our 4 panels. The cupcake is going to be 1.75 wide, 1.75. And that's going to go up here. And the hat is going to be the same thing, 1.75 wide. There we go. It goes up in this one. Okay, so the balloons are going to be 2 inches wide. There we go. And they're going to go here. And the gift is also going to be 2 inches wide. And it's going to go right there. There we go. And all 3 of these candles, they are all going to be 2 inches high. So let's go into here. These look like they're right next to each other. It's going to be close enough. So I'm going to grab both of them, and they're both going to be 2. There we go. Okay, now we've got everything the right size. Let's start changing some colors. I'll tell you what, it's going to be easier for me to do the balloons first. Let's change the colors on the balloons first, just because we already have some of these colors. So you're going to highlight the red balloon, go in here. We're going to use the bright pink. Okay, and then the blue is going to be the dark aqua we're already using. I believe it's this one. Then this one on this side is going to match your background yellow. So that's this real light yellow. And we will double check all these colors once we get into sync. Okay, so now let's do the hat. Where is it? Okay, this is going to be that same dark aqua. This one. Okay, this is still going to be the light blue, which is going to be the same as the balloons. So, and we'll double check that those are the same colors. I'm just trying to double check on that. And then the yellow parts are going to be the same as the background. I am all about cutting the fewest mats possible. And these are really good about using all of your scraps. So let's get the gift changed. The bow is going to be the bright pink. There we go. And this is going to be the light blue, which I believe is this one. If it's not, we're going to change all that here in just a second. And the gray is going to be the dark aqua. There we go. Just like that. And let's do the cupcake. Okay, so first, this is going to be the background pink that we've been doing. Then this is going to be the light aqua. Okay, this yellow is going to be the same as the background, so it's this light yellow. And then the happy birthday. Okay, this part right here, that is going to be the dark aqua also. There we go. And then our last 3 things we need to do are our candles. So I did this one in the dark aqua. Okay, so edit colors dark aqua. I did the solid one in the yellow that matches the background, the light yellow. And this other one I did in the light pink instead of the dark pink. Let's do the light pink. There we go. Okay, and those go on the bottom here. Let's double check on these colors. Let's go into sync. Okay, I want all these dark aquas to be the same. So you're gonna hold your finger down or your mouse down on these 3 little lines, and you're gonna drag them up into the same color. Okay, again, I'm all about the least amount of stuff that I have to cut out. These greens, which is the confetti on the cake on the cover, I made those the dark aqua. Okay, both of these light blues need to be the same. They don't have to match your paper exactly. These candles and confetti for the big cake, I'm going to move them down so that the flame is the same color as the other cake. And then these two light, this is the background of the flame on the cake, and this is the background of the cake. I want them both to be the same yellows down here. It's just easier to do it this way than to have to go into each layer and double check each color. That's the nice thing about this. So you've got white, light yellow, the dark yellow, pink, light blue, light aqua, and dark aqua. So there you go. You are all set for cutting this out. I just have one more favor. Do me a favor and take the every single one of these. I want you to go ahead and put them together. You don't need to watch me glue all these little pieces together. You're way better than that. So go ahead and get all of these glued, and I will meet you over at the craft table and we'll get it put together. Okay, here we are on the craft table. As you can see, it has been well used. I use art glitter glue. I buy it with the refill and then the small with this little tiny tip. So a little bit goes a long way. Okay, now the envelope. These cards are small enough that you can use just a regular piece of copy paper if you want. If you're worried about weight, of course, you can use cardstock if you'd rather. And you know how to do this. You just fold everything in and glue it. It's very simple. So, but again, the nice thing is this whole card will fit on 8.5 by 11, including the envelope. And my last tip is I keep everything on paper plates so I can keep everything separate. Okay, this will go here. And it's not as big a deal for this because I asked you to go ahead and put all these together. So I know this card looks hard. It's not, I promise. So first, here's our card base. So let's go ahead and get it folded up. There we go. Okay, and we've got 3 of the pink panels. We're going to save this one. We're going to go ahead and put the 2 on the inside. Okay. They are going to be equal distance around. The edges, make sure you get the corners so they won't pop up. And we're just going to, it's going to be about 1/4 inch all the way around. Push that over a little bit. There we go, just like, whoop, ha! Look at that, I smoothed it out and moved it. This glue does dry very fast, which is great. But when you mess up like that, it takes it a little bit. You gotta make sure. There we go. Just like that. There we go. And the other one on the inside. Once you figure out kind of the mechanism and stuff on these cards, they're actually pretty easy. And they're pretty self-explanatory. And I'm going to show you. Let me get this other. There we go. We're going to set that aside and let those dry. Here's our cover. The only thing we've got going on the cover is the cake, just like that. So let's go ahead and get that glued up. But we are going to wait to put this actually on the card until we're done with the inside. This way, if we mess it up, you don't have to remake this whole thing. Okay, it's already made. We're only going to put it on the card if we make sure that we did the inside just right. Okay, so let's do this. Start this panel. Each one of these on either end goes down. The middle goes up. They call these mountain and valley folds. So this is a valley and this one's a mountain, and this one is going to also be a valley. So there you go, just like that. Okay, set that aside. Get your 4 white squares. Okay, now you can put your stuff on these squares at any, any way you want. I kind of made sure that these 2 would be away from each other just because they have so much of the same colors. Let's go ahead. We're going to do the hat straight, or I am. Yours depends on what you want to do. So you kind of eyeball it, put it pretty much in the middle. You know, it's not fancy, it's not fussy, it's pretty simple. So I could do both of these in the middle straight and then do these both facing in. I kind of like that. So, but you can turn them, you can put them all straight, you can do whatever you want. It's your card. That's the beauty of it being handmade. You get to choose how you want your card to look. There we go. Now, I'm not going to be able to turn this one too much just because of the size. So, you kind of want to keep it on the white because it helps kind of frame it up a little bit like that. And of course, you can cut your strings off wherever you want. You can go ahead and glue it on and then trim it off where it meets the outside. It's your decision. I liked mine short. So, oops, I did mine short. Now, the good thing about this glue is that it dries clear. So, even if I got a little bit out of the lines, we are good to go. There you go. There's all 4 of your panels. Now, all we're going to do is get them glued onto this. Okay, so we're going to do the exact same thing only, and they're going to be about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. The yellow is. Okay, so let's get these put on. Make sure you get the corners. You don't want them popping up. You're going to look at about 1/8 of an inch right here, just like that. We'll get all 4 of these put on. This is my first time of doing these type of cards. That's why I made the base. I also have the Z-fold pop-up cards with the base on Cricut. So if you like pop-up cards, then you need to either check my channel or subscribe, because that's pretty much all I do, or all I've been doing here lately. So once I get all the pop-up cards I can make out of my system, then I'll decide maybe to do something different. But right now, I am totally in love with pop-up cards. And I don't know if you've seen them in the store. They've gotten more popular, like Hallmark and stuff. But they're so expensive. And the nice thing about cards is it lets you use your scraps. There you go. There's your panel right there. Okay, so we've got this, we've got this. We're going to do the cover, the happy birthday, and the 3 candles on the bottom. We're going to do all those last. So now, next thing we've got to do is the mechanism. Now, you should have a rectangular piece of paper that's got all kinds of score lines in it. Okay, so first, we're going to do this diagonal score line. We're going to go ahead and bend it on that. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. See, this is the one we just did. Now we're going to do this one. Sometimes if I stick my fingernails in there, my thumbnails in there, it might be easier for him to fold. Okay, and then this long fold here, we're going to go just like this. Okay. Just be careful. Take your time. You're not in a hurry. You want to make sure you fold this correctly. Okay, so there's that. Okay, just like that. Now we've got them all. Okay, so what you're going to do is these triangles are going to stay. I put a score line in the middle, not to score, just so you could tell when you had it in the middle of the card. Okay, so what these are going to do is this is going to go up, this is going to go up. You are going to go like this. Hold on. I'm going to rebend these. You want all 4 of these, both of your triangles kind of by itself. Okay, and now this is going to go just like this. Okay, and then you're going to smush your triangles down. Okay, there you go, just like that. and this side. So it looks like a little house. Okay. Now, I am going to use my scraper. You can use, if you've got a bone folder, you can use a spoon, back of a dull butter knife, anything like that. But we just want to make sure that it gets crimped pretty good. Okay, so there you go. Now, we need to put it in the card. Okay, now what it's going to do is you're going to put it as close to the middle as you possibly can and as straight as you can. And you're going to put it right up against, not on top of the fold, but next to the fold. Okay, and you can kind of gauge on your pink here. Can you see this? Where are we here? Okay. You can kind of judge on your pink on whether you're in the middle, if you got your pinks on right. Okay. So we're going to do just like that. And you're not going to go over the thing because then this has to fold down like this. Okay. So we want to make sure that that is going to happen. So first, we're going to put glue on this back side, just the triangle. That's all you're going to put the glue on. And you want some pretty good glue on here. Now, I always tell everybody to let these cards dry, open overnight. Any of these pop-up cards, well, any cards, because you don't want them to be, if you put them in the envelope too soon, you don't want them to, okay. Do I have this in the middle? Yes. Okay, I have it right up next to the fold. And then before it, make sure that it folds closed, okay? Just like that. Okay, there you go. You there? Okay, now the next one, this one's going to be even easier. So we're going to do the same triangle again on this side. And you want to get, pretty good amount of glue on here because this is what's going to hold the whole thing onto the card. Normally, if it's just a card, I don't worry too much about too much glue. It's just a card. But on this, you're going to have to. Okay, now, all you got glue on your triangle. Now, all you're going to do is close your card. Okay, just like that. Okay, kind of give it a little pressure. Depending on what glue you're using, you may have to wait a second before you open it. So, and you can see I have got some glue coming out on my edges, and that's what I'm talking about, that you want to be very, very careful. Okay. Okay. Now, on this, you're only going to glue in 2 different places, okay? One is going to be down here, and one is going to be up here. So first, we're going to get our card base in the middle. Like I said, I put you a score in there so you could match. And you're going to want to put this right on that score line. Or right in the middle. Whatever makes it easier for you. There we go. Now, we're just going to flip this. And you see this square? You have the fold right here. You're only going to glue that. Okay, so we're going to make a square of glue right here. Only on this bottom half. Okay. And then you smush it down. Okay. Now we're going to glue on this square right here. See this? Okay. You're going to go back to making this flat. Okay. Then we're going to turn it up just like we did a minute ago. And instead of the bottom square like we did over here, this time we're going to do this top square from the fold up to the corner. Just like that. Okay, and you're going to keep this pretty flat. Doesn't have to be exact because you've got that mechanism in there. Okay, now, okay, let's test it and see. Ha-ha! Now, once we get all this made and once it's all dry, you're going to need to open and close it a few times just so it gets used to what it's doing. But look what you've already done. Ha-ha! Okay, the next thing is going to be the happy birthday. Okay, I have a special needs adult son. His name is Noah. And when he was in high school, he was a part of the Best Buddies Club. which is a special club that one of the Kennedy grandkids started. You know, one of John F. Kennedy's sisters started Special Olympics. And it's where they pair up a typical student with a special needs student and their best buddies all through the year. Okay, let's double check this again. We're doing good. And his very first best buddy, when she was a senior and he was a freshman, is coming over here, and they're going to lunch tomorrow. He's had the hardest time during all of this quarantine stuff because he works at our movie theater, our local movie theater, tearing the tickets. And he lost his job, he lost Special Olympics, he lost seeing any of his friends, the whole 9 yards. Okay, so finally, everybody is good enough that they can come and start taking him out to lunch, or, you know, cupcakes or ice cream or whatever they decide that they've got planned. But he's so excited because her birthday was yesterday and his birthday is Friday. So they've always been, quote unquote, birthday buddies because their birthdays are at the same time. Now you can decide where you want to put these candles. It doesn't matter. I just wanted to add a little bit, you know, extra down here at the bottom, and then plus still have plenty of room to sign. There, just like that. And then we'll put their little flames on. And you will be done with the inside of this card. I told you this was not as hard as it looked, didn't I? Okay, let's get our 3 flames on our candles. Anyway, I don't know if they've decided where they're going to go yet. I know her and her sister was in the best buddies too, but her buddies moved away since they went off to college and stuff. Oh, and this buddy was the first one to get married, and she was the first bride he got to dance with. So now he's all about dance with the bride. There you go. Look, you've already got the inside of the card done. And I told you it was simple, especially since you did good about putting all this stuff together, because then this is quick and easy. Okay, look. There we go. Now, we get everything inside is perfect, so let's go ahead and put this. Now, you're going to want to put way around the edges and make sure you for sure get your corners. Since this is on the cover, the corners will pop and stick out if you don't get the corners glued down good, okay? So, we're going to do this exact same thing, about a 1/4 inch all the way around. Same as we did on the inside. It's hard for me to see if I've got this straight because I have to sit so far away so I don't get my head in your shot. Okay, look at that. You're done. Look how quick and easy that was. You got this really cute card. And if you want, you can add their name on here or down here or anything like that. Make it a little more personable. Maybe some confetti, whatever you'd like. But I thought it would be good just to keep it simple. So, and then you open it up. And look at that. You did it. I am so proud of you.